Hello everybody, welcome back, youtube.com/Geek Aloud for another Let's Install. Today, NBA 2K23, but it's not because we've already done this install, but it is the PlayStation deal of the week this week. However, drill through, bear with me, we'll get there in a moment. If you go down to the PGA Tour 2K23 and NBA 2K23 bundle, you can, for a price of $52.48 Australian, get both these games, the PS4 and PS5 gen. So, you know, 2 SKUs a piece, 4 SKUs all up for, as I said, $54.28. So, today's Let's Install is in fact PGA Tour 2K23. All right, so we've drilled in now. PGA 2K23, as we were just saying, it's part of the deal of the week. You can get both games for a very reasonable price, I would argue, on the PlayStation 5. And furthermore, I can tell you, PGA Tour 2K23 native PlayStation 5 edition, obviously going on to a PlayStation 5, is 12.101 gigabytes. Right here, youtube.com/Geek Aloud. Let's install, shall we, as we continue on our merry way on the Let's Install franchise. But also, let me remind you that tonight, 8 p.m, back here on Geek Aloud, myself, Bully, Unky Dunky, all on the couch for the Gaming Enforcement Agency. That's right, we'll be talking about the 4 games this evening we've gone hands-on with. We're covering, of course, the news of the week in video game land, and then it's everyone's favourite segment, the standoff. We're putting the best of video gaming up against the other best of video gaming. And then, of course, segment 4, audience integration. That's right, the entire live YouTube stream. We've got Bully on duty patrolling the YouTube chat as we go. So by all means, swing by 8 p.m, stick around, discuss with us your thoughts on the current games. The Last of Us we're also covering from HBO. As I said, the news stories of the week, and then, of course, the standoff. We'd love to hear your thoughts and get your input live and in real time right here, youtube.com/Geek Aloud. Tonight, 8 p.m, Gaming Enforcement Agency. But for now, let's install PGA Tour 2K23. Oh, it's getting exciting now. Installed PGA Tour 2K23. Let's boot it up, shall we? Check out that main menu and, of course, see what kind of accessibility and display options we have available. We'll trawl through the menus. I'll point out anything that you might want to tweak on or off by default, depending on, of course, your particularities. Speaking of the particularities, once we're done with the menu, we will, of course, bounce on out, pull up the particulars of PGA Tour 2K23. I'll give you the current version number and, of course, that full and complete install size before we wrap up this here present. All right, made with Unity, always a good start. X to continue. Oh, I should also note, as it's a sporting game, there may be some random edits if there's copyrighted music about to play. If so, I apologise in advance for any random cuts or edits you may be possibly about to see. Hopefully not. All right, here we go. Down the bottom, I'm looking L2R2. My career, competitive character designer, profile menu, hit pause. Profile menu, is that our main menu? Here we go, now we're talking. We found it, everyone. All right, let's have a look here. What do we have? Button help, ball labels, markers, distance, units. Not the inferior system, thanks. Metric all the way. I want precision in my numbers. All right, what's next? Audio, is there anything of note here? Unlikely. Ooh, sometimes that crowd noise can get distracting and I pull it all the way down to 0. Good to know it's available there. Oh, and the other big one, voice chat. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off by default. I don't need to be yelled at by random strangers online. Thank you very much. That's what social media's for. Cameras, what have they got? Follow camera, instant replays. I love a good instant replay. Animations, yep, I'll leave all these on. Now, of course, there might be a few of those you want to trim if you're after a speedier experience, but myself, I love a good broadcast presentation. Quality level performance now, 100%. We're going to leave it on performance. I'm glad performance is on by default. It should be 60 frames a second. The alternative is quality. That is, typically speaking, a 30 frames per second 4K output, I should say. HDR rendering, yes, please. And brightness, I'm not going to change it here, but definitely take the time to set it up for your environment. If you nail that brightness and contrast setting, whew, you're in for a good picture, especially it's 60 frames a second. Course designer, I'm not sure we want to change anything in here, but we're here, we may as well pop the hood. Default hole count 18, camera inversion. Now, I'm going out on a limb and I'm going to suggest there will be a trophy in this for completing like an entire season. If you just happen to be chasing that trophy, I'm going to go out on a limb and not only do I not know if it exists, I don't know the color, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's a gold trophy on finishing a season. I reckon if you pull the default hole count down to 1, you could probably rack up that gold trophy pretty quick. Assuming all my assumptions are correct there. And when are my assumptions not correct? Check out the GEA if you want to find out how often my presumptions are incorrect. That's right, Gaming Enforcement Agency, Thursday night, 8 p.m, right here on Geek Aloud. Nationality flags, sure. Ghost scores, yep. Auto add friends, no thanks. Turn auto animation full. Now, once again, if you're going to speed up the rounds, you might want to flick that to off, or none, as it is there, to just quickly get through the game, if you're only in it for the trophies, that is. Redeem a code and 2K account. Okay, that is all the settings we need to look at in PGA Tour 2K23. So, let's bounce on out now, and as I said, we'll pull up the particulars of the title to wrap up this here Let's Install. I can tell you, currently version 1.008.000, and that is a full and complete install of 12.15 gigabytes. Thank you very much for watching this install of PGA Tour 2K23 onto a PlayStation 5. Once again, your friendly invitation to come along and check out the Gaming Enforcement Agency tonight, 8 p.m, right here on Geek Aloud. If you can't make it tonight, however, it is, of course, an audio podcast. Anywhere you can get your audio podcast, you can look up the Gaming Enforcement Agency and you'll be able to hear us. If you like it, leave us a review. Other than that, what else can you do with Geek Aloud here on YouTube? Like it, subscribe it, you'll never miss it. Oh, that was luck. Hey, that's something. Oh, look out!
The players play.
Old Uncle Donkey.
Donkey.